Have you ever wondered why the rich get richer? It's because they know how to harness the power of compound interest, which can have a serious impact on your bank account balance and help ensure that you retire comfortably one day. When you earn compound interest, not only are you earning interest on your principal balance, but also on the interest you earn as well, resulting in exponential growth over time instead of mere linear growth. Make sure to watch till the end of this video to find out how you can make compound interest work for you. At first glance, compound interest may come across as an insider buzzword, but financial terms aren't known for their first impressions. And in this case, it's the closest many of us will ever get to the idea of free money. If money is associated with freedom, then compound interest is one of the most useful and relatively low-effort tools out there to help people take control of their lives and reach their goals. The gist: you sock away a little money at a time, starting early and automatically invest it, as well as any additional money it generates, in low-risk funds that follow the market. Historically, the market goes up, which means that over the years, your money should grow exponentially. Compound interest accelerates the growth of your savings and investments over time. Conversely, it also expands the debt balances you owe over time. Here's everything you need to know about what Albert Einstein allegedly called the eighth wonder of the world. As a wise man once said, money makes money, and the money that money makes money. If you find value in this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Here's an example of how compound interest can work to benefit your savings. Let's say you have $1,000 in a savings account that earns 5% in annual interest. In 1 year, you'd earn $50, giving you a new balance of $1,050. In year 2, you would earn 5% on the larger balance of $1,050, which is $52.50, giving you a new balance of $1,102.50 at the end of year 2. Thanks to the magic of compound interest, the growth of your savings account balance will accelerate over time as you earn interest on increasingly larger balances. If you left $1,000 in the hypothetical savings account for 30 years, kept earning a 5% annual interest rate the whole time, and never added another penny to the account, you'd end up with a balance of $4,321.94. Simple interest versus compound interest. Simple interest works differently than compound interest. It is calculated based only on the principal amount. The earned interest is not compounded or reinvested into the principal when calculating simple interest. Thinking in terms of simple interest, that $1,000 account balance that earns 5% annual interest would pay you $50 a year, period. The earned interest would not be added back into the principal. In year 2, you'd earn another $50. Simple interest is commonly used to calculate the interest charged on car loans and other forms of shorter-term consumer loans. Meanwhile, interest charged on credit card debt compounds. And that's exactly why it feels like credit card debt can get so large so quickly. In an ideal world, you'd want your savings and investments to be calculated with compound interest, and your debts to be calculated with simple interest. Why do banks offer it? When you deposit money into a savings account, the bank is able to lend that money out to other consumers and earn interest on it. The bank then pays you a portion of that interest as a way to thank you for letting them use your money. The more money you have in the account, the more interest the bank can earn, and the more they'll be able to pay you. For example, if you start with $10,000, your bank will only earn $20 each year on average from lending out that money. But if you add $100,000 to that account, the bank will now make $1,000 in interest each year off of your principal alone. And with compounding, you're earning an extra few $100s per year just by having more cash saved up. Examples of compound interest. Compound interest can either help or hurt you, depending on whether you're saving or borrowing money. savings accounts, checking accounts, and certificates of deposit. When you make a deposit into an account at a bank that earns interest, such as a savings account, the interest will be deposited to your account and added to your balance. This helps your balance compound over time. 401k accounts and investment accounts. Earnings in your 401k and investment accounts also compound over time. The percentage that stocks gain from a day to day are calculated based on their performance the day before, meaning they compound each business day. If you reinvest your dividends and make regular deposits, you can help your balance grow even faster. Student loans, mortgages, and other personal loans. Compound interest works against you when you borrow. When you borrow money, you accrue interest on any money you don't pay back. If you don't pay the interest charges within the period stated in your loan, they're capitalized or added to your initial loan balance. After that, future interest accrues on the new, larger loan balance. Credit cards. Each month, your credit card charges interest on your balance on the card. If you never charge anything else to the card and you pay the accrued interest each month, your balance will stay the same. But if you don't pay enough to cover the month's new interest, it will be added to your credit card balance. Then, the next month's interest is calculated based on that higher amount. Over time, this can cause your balance to skyrocket. Ways of making compound interest work for you. Now is as good a time as any to sit down with your budget and figure out how to start or boost your retirement savings. Investor.gov has a calculator that allows you to test out different savings scenarios that work for your financial situations. Putting in the effort to get started now can set you up for big success later on. If you've been waiting to save until you checked other financial to-dos off your list, like debt or student loans, take a closer look at your budget to try to find a few dollars here and there to sock away. Give yourself time. With compound interest, the power of time is everything. The sooner you start saving or investing, the longer you give that money to grow. This is why it's important to start investing for retirement as soon as possible. The earlier you start, the less of your money you have to save. The bulk of your retirement funds can be grown through compounding. Another perk of getting started sooner rather than later, it can be smart to invest during a market correction, like the one we're seeing now, since it makes the compounding more effective. You're able to buy more shares when they're priced lower, so when the price goes up, it compounds even more. Pay down debt aggressively. Compound interest works against you when you borrow money, whether that's via student loans, credit cards, or other forms of borrowing. The faster you can pay those down, the less you'll owe over time. Compare APYs, the annual percentage yield or APY will give you a better idea of what you'll earn or be charged in interest than the annual percentage rate or APR. That's because the API accounts for compounding, while the APR is the simple interest rate. Check the rate of compounding. The more frequently an account compounds interest, the more you'll earn, or the more you'll owe. Ideally, you want your savings products to compound as frequently as possible and your debts to compound as infrequently as they can. The bottom line: compound interest and compounding can supercharge your savings and retirement potential. Successful compounding lets you use less of your own money to reach your goals. However, compounding can also work against you, like when high interest credit card debt builds on itself over time. That's why compounding is a powerful motivator to pay off your debts as soon as you can and start investing and saving your money early.